Have you ever caught yourself replaying the same conversation over and over in your mind, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Or maybe you spend hours agonizing over a simple choice, like what to text or what to say in a meeting, feeling like the smallest mistake could ruin everything. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, many adults in their 20s and 30s silently wrestle with this constant mental chatter, this invisible pressure that never seems to let up. Overthinking isn't just an annoying habit. It's a subtle thief of peace, quietly feeding insecurities about your career, your relationships, even your self-worth. And the more you try to stop it, the louder it becomes, like your own mind has turned into its harshest critic. But why does this happen, and why can't some people just switch off their thoughts? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Overthinking isn't to just thinking too much. It is your brain stuck in a loop, analyzing every detail, predicting every outcome, and replaying every mistake. Psychologists call it rumination, and it's triggered by a deep fear of failure, rejection, or being judged. Think about it. Every tiny decision feels magnified because your mind is trying to protect you from imagined disasters. But here's the twist. This protection often backfires, making decisions harder, anxiety stronger, and self-doubt louder. Even when you know overthinking isn't helping, it's almost impossible to stop, because your brain equates inaction with safety. And here's the part most people don't realize. Overthinking is addictive. Every what if, or maybe I should, fuels a loop of anxiety that feels urgent, real, and impossible to ignore. So next time you're caught replaying a conversation or stressing over a choice, it's not just you, it's your mind wired to obsess, quietly keeping you trapped in a cycle of fear. Have you noticed how overthinking often sneaks in during the smallest moments? Rereading a text 10 times before sending it, scrolling endlessly through social media, worrying about how you appear, or replaying a meeting in your mind long after it's over. These aren't random habits. They're patterns your brain uses to feel in control, even when control is impossible. One moment, a tiny doubt spirals into a full-blown what-if scenario, and suddenly a simple decision becomes paralyzing. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Overthinking isn't just stressful. It's a mental trap that tricks you into believing worry equals preparedness. And if you've ever felt exhausted from endless loops of, did I say that right? Or what if I messed up? That's your brain pulling you deeper into the cycle. But here's a question that will shock you. What if the very act of overthinking is making the problem worse than it ever was in the first place? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. Overthinking might seem harmless at first. A few extra minutes deciding what to say or replaying a conversation in your mind, but its effects run much deeper. Constant mental looping can drain your energy, steal your focus, and silently increase stress, leaving you exhausted even when nothing physically happened. It clouds your judgment, making simple decisions feel impossible, and quietly chips away at your confidence. Relationships suffer too. Overthinking every word, action, or reaction can create tension where none exists. And here's the frightening part. The longer you stay stuck in this cycle, the more your brain learns to default to worry, making anxiety and sleepless nights almost inevitable. Imagine letting your mind control you instead of the other way around. That's what overthinking does. Quietly stealing your peace of mind, one thought at a time. The truth about overthinking is this. Your mind isn't your enemy. It is simply trying too hard to protect you. But in the process, it traps you in endless what-ifs and imagined disasters. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward reclaiming control. The next time you catch yourself spiraling, pause and ask, is this thought helping me or just keeping me stuck? Overthinking only has power if you let it. By understanding why your brain obsesses and learning to step back, you can finally break the cycle and discover the quiet freedom that comes from living without constant mental replay. Because once you see the pattern for what it is, you realize something profound. Peace isn't about having fewer worries. It's about not letting your worries run your life. But here is a question most people never stop to ask themselves. What if the very thoughts you re-obsessing over aren't two real problems at all? What if you replayed, every fear you analyzed, was just your brain rehearsing for a reality that might never happen? The moment you realize this, you start noticing patterns, little triggers, and the invisible chains overthinking puts around your life. And here's the kicker. Most people never escape this cycle because they don't even realize it exists. So here's a challenge for you. Tonight, pause for just 1 minute, observe your thoughts without judgment, and see if you can spot the loop. The truth you discover might surprise you, and in our next video, we'll dive into practical ways to finally break free from overthinking. Here's the final truth about overthinking: it only has the power you give it. Your mind isn't broken, it's just wired to anticipate, protect, and plan. Once you recognize the loops, the endless what-ifs, and the patterns that trap you, you gain something priceless: awareness. Awareness is the first step toward freedom, because the moment you see the cycle clearly, you can choose not to participate in it. You don't have to fight every thought, you don't have to analyze every word, and you don't have to let imagined disasters steal your peace. Overthinking is powerful, yes, but you are more powerful. And just noticing it, just understanding why it happens, is the quiet revolution that can change your mental life forever.